Hey guys, so as you can tell from the title of the video and what I'm actually wearing, I'm going to be filming the Taylor Swift book tag. And I kind of already filmed this at the beginning of the month, but I never uploaded it, and since I was going to edit that one, but since today is a special day, I decided to refilm this tag. Right after work, I decided to go out and buy her album. So it just came out today, and I haven't even opened it, so I'm going to open it right now.
I love Taylor Swift and all her music. So this is what it looks like. And it comes with some pictures and the album. This way. And yeah, it's just super exciting. And oh my god, these photos from Taylor. I feel like I'm Taylor Swift's BFF. And she's just mailing me pictures because, you know, that's how we roll. So yeah, they just have cool pictures and yeah.
I'm actually, let's see. Let's do this. Now that I've given the video some mood, let's move on to the tag. This tag was created by the book Life, and I'm gonna I can't speak today. I'm going to leave her link in the description below to her original video. Basically, the point of the tag is that you have to match 10 Taylor Swift songs to 10 books. So let's get started. The first song is We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and for this you need to pick a book that you thought you loved, or a series that you thought you loved at first, and then you realize that you actually hated. Kind of applies like a smidgen to how I feel about this series, and it is Marked, the House of Night series by PC and Kristen Cast. I loved this series at first. I read the first like 5 books in about 2 weeks in college. In my my second semester at college, I had a ton of homework, but I still flew through these, and I wasn't even reading avidly back then. So to say that I flew through 5 books in 2 weeks was a lot. I love this series, but near the end, I don't know what happened, or not the end of the series because it's still going, but near like the 5th or 4th book, just weird things started happening. Like half bird gods fell in love with like underground vampires. I don't know, but it wasn't working for me, and it's really sad because I did really enjoy the pace of this series. For the second song, it is Red, and it's Pick a Book with Red on the cover. This one's super easy. I chose Unspoken by Sarah Reese Brennan. I love this series, and I wish that more people read it. I know a lot of people on YouTube have read it already, but it's just such a good book. The characters are fantastic, and as you can tell, I marked it all up, so it's one of my favorites, if not for the characters, then for the original story that is within, and I really want to continue with this series soon. For the next one, it's the song The Best Day, and for this one you need to pick a book that makes you feel nostalgic. So for this, I kind of have 2 choices. The first series that I choose for this is the Gallagher Girls series, and it's just this is the series that I've read the most. At least the first 2 books I've reread so many times. So I actually just reread this one last year when I went to Ali Carter's signing in Miami, and I loved it just as much as the first time. It just brings me back to my high school years when I first started reading the series, and the last book just came out last year, which I'm still in denial about, and I haven't read yet because it's just I grew up with these characters, and for a really long time I wanted to be a spy, but now I'm a psychologist. So, and the second book for this answer is Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. It reminds me of, it's a really emotional book, and it's one of my favorites, and I wish that I could just go back and reread this book. I was reading it in Dominican Republic, and after I read it, I just had the biggest book hangover, and like if I just need a really emotional book, I'll just go and reread some of the quotes from this book because they're truly fantastic, and it talks about friendship and love and just life in general. The next song is Love Story, and for this one, it requires you to pick a book with a forbidden romance. And for this one, I kind of just wanted to go with The Hunger Games, because I mean, how much more forbidden can you get than being in the same place where you have to kill the person that you love? Anyway, for this one I ended up choosing the Half-Blood series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This series has a pretty huge forbidden romance. It's right on the back. It says there are several rules that the students at the Covenant must follow. Alex has problems with them all, but especially rule number 1, relationships between pures and halves are forbidden. Of course, she's a half and she falls in love with a pure, so... And I love that series. I know that her Lux series is a lot more popular, but I love this series. The next one is Knew You Were Trouble, and for this one you have to pick a character that a bad character that you couldn't help but love. For this one I'm gonna go with Peter from Divergent, the Divergent series. I kind of hated him at first, but I ended up really loving him, even though he was bad all throughout the series, but I love him to the end. But a close second would have to be Cole from the Everneath series. He's such a bad boy. I've only read the first book, but I love him and everyone else kind of hated him. So I'm going to have to go with him. He plays the guitar. And I love guys that play guitar. So the next one is Innocent, and this one you have to pick a book that someone else ruined for you. For this one I'm going to go with Truly Madly Deadly by Hannah Jane. It's upside down. Truly Madly Deadly by Hannah Jane. For this one, I was on Goodreads, just scrolling through, checking out some reviews, some star ratings while I was reading this one, and I had pretty much guessed who the killer was, but I hadn't, and I stumbled upon someone's review who just blatantly said who the person was. Like, why would someone do that? It was a sad day. Sad day. The next one is the song Everything Has Changed, and for this one you have to pick a character who has gone through extensive character development. For this one I chose Belly from the Summer series by Jenny Han. Belly really underwent character development and she really grows, and I feel like we get to grow along with her because she starts so young and the flashbacks go back way back when. Not just Belly, but all the characters in this series. By the end of the book, they're adults and they're just living their lives. I felt really proud of these characters by We'll Always Have Summer. Next is You Belong With Me, and for this one, you have to pick your most anticipated book release. And to be honest, I don't know. My most anticipated release is gonna have to be In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. I read The Darkest Minds at the very end of last year in December, the last few days of December, and I really enjoyed that book. So I went right ahead and bought Never Fade, which is actually right here, but I actually haven't read it. So it's almost been a year, and I think it's time to read this one and just marathon right into In the Afterlight. These are fantastic. At least the first one was really, really great. Next is Forever and Always, and for this one you have to pick your favorite book couple. My favorite book couple would have to be Clara and Tucker from Unearthly, the Unearthly series by Cynthia Hand. They are just... I love them together, and I love what he brings out in her. He not only brings out her angel side, which obviously she's half angel, or she's an angel, but he also brings out her human side, and he kind of lets her have a little bit of fun. I loved those parts in these books. The last song is Come Back, Be Here, and for this one you have to choose a book that you would least like to lend out for fear of missing it too much. I know a lot of book bloggers don't like to lend out their books, but I do. I think it's one of my favorite things, helping people find books that they love. So I don't really have a book that I'm going to miss dearly that I never want to lend out, because I love lending out books so that other people can enjoy them and come back and tell me that it's one of their favorite books now, and that maybe they're gonna go out and buy it. So that's like a really warm feeling for me. If I had to choose one, I guess I'm gonna have to go with To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This one was one that I read over the summer, and It was just the cutest book ever. I wanted to reread it as soon as I finished, and knowing that there's going to be a sequel is really exciting. I don't know, I guess I'd miss it because it's just so pretty. So it's definitely gonna be one of those books that brings back memories of my summer. My bookshelves would miss it. I'd miss seeing it on my shelves. That is the end of the book tag. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is my first tag I've ever done. I couldn't miss the opportunity to mix two of my favorite things, Taylor Swift and books, so I decided to make this one my first. I'm hoping to do more tags in the future, so I'll see you guys in my next video.